So this video is going to be for a world traveler. He wanted to know some pulse settings for 316 stainless. This is, I guess, 1/8 inch. So I'm just going to tack them up real quick and try out a few settings. Turn pulse on. We're going to do my machine settings are pulse frequency is going to be about 1.3 pulses a second. The duration peak is 33%, and then the background is also 33%. So that's going to be the first one. I'm just going to fusion tack this, or fusion weld half of this, or the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. But you could also do lay wire with. I'll probably do 1/16 filler. So let's tack it first. Little tip for tacking: if you use high pulse, like anywhere between 20 and 30 pulses a second, all the way up to whatever your machine goes. Mine goes up to, I believe, not 199. So you can play around with that. But if you have it in high pulse, it'll stir the puddle up, and it'll be easier to tack autogenously, which means no filler. I'm gonna put, see, this is, stainless likes to move a lot, warp, and you can see they're already cooled, so just bang that back into place. And we can tack the other side. Oh, and for amps, I'm at 165. Obviously, I'm not using all of it. I'm using the foot pedal. So I imagine this being around, for both of welding, it would probably be around 120 amps. And I'm just doing the same on the other side. And I'm going to run one tack in the middle as well. Now, if you wanted, you could run a small little bevel on the side here for good penetration. This is pretty thick stainless, so I don't know if I'll get full penetration with 120, 130 amps. But he said in his post that he didn't need full penetration, not that deep. So I'm guessing it's not that structural. But we're just gonna weld it out. And now stainless is gonna move a lot, so this is probably gonna distort. I'm gonna try my best. You gotta, like, if you have one of those fixture tables with the holes in it, you could set up like a jig fixture to hold this down flat. I used to have one of those tables, but I wasn't using it enough, so I had to sell it. Just have a flat table. But I'm gonna use a drill press vise here, and that's just gonna hold it. Now it's still gonna warp and distort, but hopefully we can minimize that. So I'm just going to do half of it with 1.3 pulses, and then maybe for the other side I'll switch up the pulses up, the frequency up. So with the rule of 33, that's a good start. It's a good place. So 33 pulse on time, 33 duration, and 33 background with 165 amps. You can play around with the amps. So, but yeah, let's weld the one side. So when the duration hits, when all the pulses hit, that's where you want to stay in still. So you're gonna pulse, so it's coming on time, you stay in still, then you move, and then it'll hit again, and then you move, and then you'll hit again. So when it's not peak amperage is when you're moving, and then the peak will fan out the puddle. So let's weld up to the half here. Now, like I said, you could also do lay wire technique if you wanted to get a bigger bevel in. and you could lay the wire down. You can get more penetration and a more sturdy weld. You could also use as a hot pass and put a cover pass or a fill pass for the second pass. So here's what that looks like. I'm gonna try to get out of the light a little bit. As you can see, nice even ripples. Now let's try a quicker one. Let's try 3 pulses a second, and I'll do the other half with 3 pulses a second. Now I'm going to use the same 33 background 33 on time. I'm just going to change the frequency up to about 3. And that's going to be more ripples closer together. So let's weld that out. And I'm using around 25 CFH of gas in the Furic number 12 cup. You can use whatever cup you want. That seemed to work a little better, the higher pulse frequency. And I'll show you what this looks like. So on the right is the 3 pulses per second, the 33 background and the 33 on time. And then this is the same 33, but on the pulse frequency is 1.3. And let me try to flip it over so you can see so it's still a little hot. I just finished welding it. And you can see the penetration is not there. That's because I didn't throw a heavy bevel on it, but if you wanted to, you could. And you could penetrate all the way and use a lay wire technique. So let me get this on the wire wheel, clean up the discoloration, and show you again one more time. For the wire brushing, this is what that looks like. That's the 3 pulses per second. That's the 1.3, and this is all the 33%. So yeah, like I said, if you wanted penetration, just ground a bevel on it and do a lay wire technique. And you might need to use the full 165 amps. I just feathered the pedal. I didn't really need it, so yeah, I hope this helps you out, man.